plant. Like, okay, let's stop some rushes, you know?
Yeah,
And,
I'd say that's some really good color commentary.
oh, no!
Oh.
You did it to me. You flipped the script on me, Londers.
Yeah, I would have said the exact same thing. I mean, the key things about that match, I think, were exactly what you said. All the bomb plants going down, meaning that they limited the amount of times they had to save. And in a 16-14 game, all of those very minor details, you know, I mean, like that 1v2 from Hades. And
oh, man, and how
yeah,
lethal that was. Whew.
Yeah, and it all adds up and matters at the end of the day. So clutches win games, don't forget it.
So here we go. We're going to kick it off in Lunatik's second matchup tonight on Cash. It'll be against VexX Gaming eSports this time. And they're going to be missing Mamin. Janor will be subbing for him this time. And of course, Janor substituted for Bad Meets Evil last night against Global Gaming. You take a look at the setup. Typical 2-1-2, 2 at A, 1 in the Z connector, and 2 at B. As the bomb is going to execute on the A site. And in general, for what we've seen tonight, it seems like the terrorists, for both sides, favor this site. As Janor is going to do Ring Around the Rosie with his teammate Red to drop Juvenile. They'll get the plant off. So that's two halves where we've seen the pistol round, the T's get the plant off. But in the two halves we saw last game, the CTs were able to get the defuse. So let's see if Lunatic eSports is get a successful retake. This time as Janor denies Naflight, but Shazam was able to pick up a headshot. And now it's a one-on-one with Janor and Shazam. And again, I think Janor's the sub. He's up on the boost, and Shazam connects with the headshot. I think he's got plenty of, and actually a kit in the pistol round. It's rare that you see that.
Yeah, well, you definitely want to have at least one teammate with a kid, but lucky it was him and not someone far away. But
yeah, lucky he had it in his hands at the end, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, winning that pistol round, obviously the same start they had last map. A very important round to win because, as we mentioned, it's important to have a positive side on the CT half, and an early lead and the momentum should be a big factor here. And they're gonna farm us up P90 on Juvenile. And likely going to be a second round or a third round buy from Vex, but we'll see if they're any different from Savage if they decide to play it differently.
Yeah, and one thing Savage was unable to do in the previous map was get the second round plant, which Lunatic actually was able to do. So getting a little bit of extra money from a second round plant would be great, but unfortunately it probably won't happen as these P90 spray downs are just too much and the FAMAS finishing the job. And that's a 3K for Juvenile with that Pro 90.
One of the original skins.
Wow, old school.
Yeah, old school.
Keeping it retro.
Yeah, full retro. And we're going to have AKs out for VexX Gaming, so a full buy, and they're going to go for that third round win. Not uncommon if this happens. Shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. 3 smokes on the board, a bunch of flashes, but ultimately not a completely full buy in the sense that they don't have all the utility nades they need. I don't know if it's going to make a difference. Fugly still hanging on that P90 though.
And we're actually seeing the terrorists take advantage of those AKs as they knock 2 off the board, taking out Shazam and Dapson. Wow, surprising push by Fugly through the smoke with the P90. Pays for it against now 2. So now it's a 4-on-2. But no real attempt at taking a site. It's just kind of a fragging battle here. As Nafly's the last one standing. He's got his FAMAS in tow, and the terrorist is going to move over to the A site, and he's kind of figured that out here. It's looking like he is going to try to contest, but he's going to go through the Z connector and probably move up Toxic just to see if he can drop a few guns, as more than likely he will not pick up this round. As Bad Meets Evil, quick peek from the catwalk area, and that will be a gun round win for Vex.
Yeah, a huge win. I don't know how Lunatic gave up that round so quickly. I think that the idea with that push was to, you know, there was some spam through the smoke. He baited some spam out, Fugly did, and then he decided to push through the smoke, hoping that the T team was going to either rotate or the player he was aiming to shoot was about to reload. And I think that was the psychology of that push. But ultimately, a P90 just a big disadvantage in general. But yeah, and they're still going to have to stay behind that. So maybe it would have been a better idea to upgrade. It's hard to say.
So we've seen pretty consistent meta so far tonight on this map, at least with these teams that we've seen. Obviously the common denominator is Lunatic. Early round, pistol round plant, T's lose the round, but winning the first gun round off of that plant. We've seen that in both halves, and now the third half that we've seen so far of Cash. It'll be interesting to see if that continues into the fourth half. But crucial round here for VexX Gaming. They want to capitalize on the fact that They have guns and Lunatik doesn't, but they already lose the first engagement as Red loses his life. But evening things up and taking the lead are VexX Gaming eSports, as it looks like Juvie was able to pick up one, just kind of biding his time on the B site. But look at the bomb planted. Shazam will get shot down in the heaven area, and it'll be a tie game off of that save win.
Yeah, looked a little bit sketchy at first coming into the B site, leaving the player inside alive, letting him get a frag. You know, the communication needs to be on par because the player did shoot at him, but no, it wasn't called for the player that was moving in its site because he went in and got taken out. But ultimately, you know, Lunatik did this in the last match as well, where they had good reads on the ecos. You know, they stacked A and then they moved to B when they felt it was right, and ended up being the correct call, but unable to win those eco rounds like we saw so many people do on Cash and at LAN.
Yeah. Oh man, the ecos were just ridiculous in AVGL. I don't think I've seen so many.
CZ's better on LAN?
I guess so. It's at 5 ping, right? And here comes the entry into the A site, and it's not often that you see someone get a successful entry kill at a squeaky. You give away your position, so typically the gun is beated right on your face, so Janor, in front of that smoke, will plant in a nice spot to allow his teammates to defend the bomb from A main. But Fugly has already made it up the forklift and removes 2 of VexX players of their heads. Look at Nafly coming through the smoke onto Janor, who was also flashed, so Red, last man standing, will try to defend the bomb. Oh my gosh! The spray through 2! He got the wall bang through a body onto Daps and got the kill. Picks up a 3rd, but lucky for Lunatik eSports that Fugly was able to get the 3K in the defuse there. My goodness.
He completely binded himself and the person in front of him. Made a huge jump, ended up getting a huge spray down there. A 3K that was pretty Daps-esque, I think. No, wait, it was Daps? No, it was, who's that? That was, shoot.
Who was in the corner there? That was,
No, who got that 3K last round? That was Red, I think, that just got that 3K, but never mind. Bad reference. Means nothing. Now we're going to have a full buyout. Fox is going to be opping. Haven't seen Fox op, because I haven't seen VexX play, so...
Oh, Shazam says what up to Fox. And he pretty much telegraphed that from the boost box. Shazam was already watching it, saw the end of his barrel, and then as soon as he peeks, I mean, pretty easy shot there for Shazam to pull off. And that's a lot of money off the board immediately for Fox, so yeah, that's not good for VexX.
Yeah, now Red gonna try his hand at opping, and Shazam gonna be in the same spot.
And Shazam, you know, veteran player, he's not gonna repeat that, because he assumes that they're going to be rechecking that, having just lost a player from that position. He's playing smart, playing slow, as they're definitely favoring the A site, but they're not contesting Garage, which has allowed Juvenile to push up, and he's getting a little bit of intel for his team and then just going to fall back. So we actually had to rotate as Red did pick up Shazam. We missed that frag, but I guess Shazam wasn't patient enough, and Red just waiting him out and finally getting that op shot onto him. So evening things up there, with that's nice patience by VexX to wait to get that pick, and now they'll make a move.
Yeah, with 30 seconds, I think they might know it's not B. I don't know.
Yeah, here comes the rotate. They're
faking B. Perfect. That's perfect for VexX. Really good timing.
Yeah, they drew the 2 players who were rotating through CT spawn, and now they'll have to rotate back. It's almost like watching ping pong on the mini-map, as they will get entry into the site. Juvenile and Fugly do a nice job of trying to hold them off.
Oh, and just enough time to plant. Wow.
As Now2 will get the bomb down. Oh! And as soon as the bomb goes down, Bad meets Evil, the headshot onto the remaining CT Nafly. That's a really nice round by VexX.
Yeah, the rotates were perfect for Lunatik. You know, they assumed it was going to be A. They were right, and then the fake came out at the exact moment that they were going to execute. That late in the round, you know, it's no wonder that a team would respond to that almost immediately, considering that that late in the round you're just going to commit to a site. Having a lurker that far away is just not that common, but it ended up working out nicely for them, so really good play.
Yeah, open up the playbook a little bit as VexX Gaming already pretty early. It's nice to see that. I don't think we saw fake at all in the previous matchup, so already getting Lunatik to bite on that one very late in the round. Nice execution. And of course the early patience to get the trade out with the op after, I believe it was Fox lost his life early to Shazam. First frag goes to Red. He gets the headshot on Shazam, who's actually moved over to the A garage position. Of course, they're on the save here, so that's why they're likely mixing up the positioning. The CTs are stacking over to the B side, and they've got one pushed up from Squeaky, I guess trying to grab some intel. But Vex playing really patiently. They haven't forced the issue at all, although they probably realize that Lunatic's probably on the save now. You take a look at the number 6 man. He's just moving out into the A site, trying to grab some intel. He thinks it's clear over here, but is not sure yet, as Now2 picks up a frag onto Daps. And now Red's going to realize that A is clear. Like, hey guys, come on in. We got a free plant here, but Juvie on the lurk. He hears the plant, but Red, the piercing headshot. Wow, that is how you defend Squeaky. That's exactly how it should usually end. As Nafly and his teammate come storming out of the Z. They're able to pick up one through the smoke, but it's all up to Nafly. He's the last one standing. It gets out by Fox. VexX Gaming taking the lead 4-3 on T side. Looking good.
Yeah, looking really good, and you know, Lunatic starting on CT the first time around, obviously struggling a little bit. Seemed very capable on T side. Couldn't close it out last time. Won the pistol though, so we're kind of seeing like similar patterns. And you know, Lunatic having just played that map, just playing a map of Cash, should have taken some things away. But ultimately, they're going up against a different team, so the things that they want to be using might not work as effectively as they hope. But,
yeah, Savage was, at least on the T side, much more vanilla. We're seeing Vex be a little bit more in-depth, although it still is early. Plenty of more time to see if they have any more plays in their playbook. But this time, taking a page out of what we saw Lunatic do last map on T side, with the boost over mid and taking mid control, as you see the stack from Lunatic on to B. And this, we didn't even notice, is a double save for Lunatic, which Vex certainly wants to capitalize on and turn this into a 3-round lead.
Yeah, I really like how Vex is always favoring some kind of fake, you know, to make sure that people aren't over-rotating or stacking sites on them, and they're doing such a good job of making sure that that happens, pulling some people away from sites, and that's been really key for them. I don't know, I feel like they might even be playing a stronger T-side right now than we saw Savage.
Yeah, it seems like they've done a really great job of getting intel and figuring out where Lunatic is playing. They read that stack on B perfectly.
Yeah.
Because as soon as they knew A was open, they were all over it. They got the free plant, and then, you know, with no guns, that's just an impossible retake for Lunatic.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, playing... One thing that is so good about iBuyPower, for example, is that they play out rounds until the end, you know. They don't think about it as, oh, the round just started, let's go execute in this site. No, they take the entire round timer into consideration and realize that they only need 4 seconds to plant the bomb. So they take the rest of that time to gather information, work picks, and play safely. And that's how they're safely securing these anti-ecos as well as rifles. Yeah,
a lot of times we see teams at the upper levels, or maybe the teams that are trying to bump into the invite, the pro level, struggle when they play that slow. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Vex showing that they do pretty well with it.
Yeah, it's difficult, and that's why a lot of people don't do it. It's very difficult.
Yeah, it seems like inevitably, if things aren't working, they default to like, all right, let's go as fast as we can. And Shazam, again, picks up a frag onto Fox. I'm surprised that Fox fell for that once again. He did the slow peek over the boost box. Once again, you got to know that Shazam's going to be checking that. At least have your teammate flash over before you peek.
Yeah, as long as mid smoke at lower, you know, it's really easy to just focus all your attention on boost and just wait it out and then re-smoke mid. So with that in mind, and then Red picks up the
that's very similar to the early round, although Red actually got the frag on the Shazam last time. This time he moved over to, looks like the B side got the frag there, as Nafly gets mollied, forced out of the vents, and that's good map control
Red is
by
gonna hit Shazam again. Oh, he missed it.
Let's go see where Red's at. Oh, that's a nice peek. Headshot by Now2 onto Shazam, the op. And if you're the AWP and you get taken out by that spray headshot from the AK, you definitely don't like that. And look at this position from Fugly.
Yeah, he's got a great spot. It's not going to be common that people check this.
Oh, there's one. Can he get two? Oh, not a third, though. Nice 2-for-1 trade there by Fugly, but it's going to allow Now2 to get the bomb planted, and it's going to be a 2-on-1 with Daps full health and a kit. He can make a go of this if he wants to, but he can't get through Bad Meets Evil, who gets the AK headshot. It'll be 6-3 for VexX Gaming.
Really good shots. Really good shots. Just awesome aim coming out from both sides, but especially Vex, and that's been what's winning them a lot of these rounds. No, that round came down to a lot of picks, and the picks went in favor of Vex, so the aim was there. The op trades, 1-1 doesn't favor CT, and so that's going to put Lunatic on another save, and these are free rounds that they're giving up.
Yeah, and it's I think you made a good point earlier. It's surprising that Lunatic isn't showing us a little more here on CT side, given that they had a tough barn burner against Savage. I mean, they got in as many rounds as you're going to get before you play this one. I would have thought they would have made some better adjustments, as that op shot from Red very nicely connected onto Fugly.
Looks like he's a new main opper.
Yeah, perhaps Fox just doesn't feel comfortable with it. He's died both times that he's had it, and Red picks it up and gets a frag. So just give it to Red.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's the thing. I mean, opping, a lot of times can come down to just if you're feeling it. Opping in this game very difficult to do, and so you shouldn't be, ashamed to throw your teammate the op if they're hitting more shots than you or feeling more comfortable with it that day. Doesn't mean that they're, going to be more consistent with than you overall. But I was just watching that Freeberg Reflections video with Thora, and he was talking about how sometimes, since it's so much about hitting shots and doing those entries. On days that he's not feeling it, he's going to be comfortable saying, "Listen, I'm probably not going to hit this entry. Maybe somebody else should entry for me, and I'll clean it up or something like that."
Yeah,
yeah. Being able to adapt like that is very important. So it's good that they're recognizing that early on.
That's a great point. Like knowing your own limitations and willing to admit when you're not playing well is another op shot by Red. Just threads the needle around the corner onto Daps' skull. Pops it like a pumpkin. As we see Lunatic taking a little bit of a page out of Savage's book. Picking up, not double auto, but they go with the double op auto look as Red takes out the auto sniper. Wow, he's just been lethal now that he's put that op into his hands. As Shazam and Juvie try to rotate to stop this plant onto the B site, but nice smokes and patience by VexX Gaming to not waste any health or lives getting into the site, but Shazam connects on the bomb onto Janor. A little too slow by Vex getting in and trying to get that plant off, allowing Shazam to get in position in heaven as he makes it 2. Fugly on the lurk. He's trying to get himself a free kill, but it's looking like it's a little too late for that. Juvie sees the shoulder and connects onto Red, who had himself 2 on the round. As now 2's actually on the site, and he'll get the bomb planted. So Fox.
Whoa.
Whoa, what? We missed it. How did he pick up those 2, Launders?
Straight skills.
That was insane. It looks like...
Oh, wow.
And the nade connects. Now 2 picking up the last frag. And Fox, I don't know, he killed 2 basically instantaneously over the Vents Checkers area to even things up, and we missed it. I do apologize for that.
Huge round by Vex. Wow. Phenomenal job so far.
This is a stellar T side.
Yeah, it's incredible. And, they're winning those 2v2s, the 1v1s, the 2v1s, securing all the anti-ecos, doing everything right, and the score represents that. The only thing that Lunatic have won in the pistol round into anti-ecos.
Yeah, and it's going to take a couple of eco round wins as Red get another op opening frag, this time over the top of the boost box. And like I was going to say, it may take a couple of eco round wins for Lunatic to get back into this half. Otherwise, it's going to be all Vex. Unfortunately, Fox couldn't connect with his spray down. Daps makes him pay for it. So just like that, the CTs are able to even it up. And as I mentioned, they need an eco round win. So if they can turn this into a victory or at least drop a few more guns, it's going to bode well for them. Yep. As the economic advantage is thoroughly in VexX Gaming's.
Number 2 is pushed up. Oh.
Oh, he guessed right the first time and then second guessed himself. Now 2 makes him pay for it.
And Juvie might be looking for a free frag here too, but they're playing this round slow. They're waiting, and that's what's helping them. And moving over to B maybe is. He knows.
Wow. Now 2 was all over that patience by Juvie.
They don't have time for lurkers.
Yep. So now Naf, he's going to have to guess that they're going to head over to the empty A side as he's the last one on the field to play for the CTs. And looking at their economy, I don't know. It looks like he's going to go for it, but it honestly might be worth him saving this gun. You take a look at Daps; he's only got 450. Fugly at 1900. Every single gun is going to help them for this next round, as they need to start getting back on the board.
Yeah, I mean, if you have absolutely no chance to win the round, it could make sense to save anything because you're giving up a kill reward to the other team. And if you don't, you know what I mean, you're going for it to drop guns. So, but if you don't have the ability to do either, then you might as well save in any situation on CT.
Yes, absolutely. Play the numbers. Play the numbers.
Yeah.
So Naf will save. Although already now two on the hunt, spots him with the quickness and drops him with the AK. That was unfortunately not a good position for him to be hanging out in. And the sub notifier is working again. Ultra Laser, thank you, friend. Welcome to the CEVO TV team. We appreciate you subscribing. Great to have you here. Woo! Launders with the woo. Is that the Ric Flair? Styling and profiling. So it'll be round 13, and VexX Gaming in full control here, having a stellar T-sided half.
Putting Lunatik in a figure 4 leg lock, you might say.
Launders, I love it. Red is just still going off with that op, and we're missing it. I do apologize for that. Come on now. Come on, director. The bomb is going to move over into the A garage, but a good rotate by Lunatik eSports to cut it off. But even better read by VexX. Look at them. They're moving back. They realize that, hey, there's most likely two in front of us now. Let's try to exploit the site that has one guy, because there's three of us. They're going to have to split up into either a 2-1 stack or a 1-1-1, which looks like that's what they're favoring as the number 2 man moves into the Z. That's Shazam. He's got his op. So VexX can pick a site and isolate the one defender. If they work quickly, should be able to at least get the plant and make it a difficult retake for Lunatik. Let's see which site they pick.
Yeah, VexX doing a really good job of keeping everyone guessing. And now going out mid just at a really good time. But ultimately, Nafly and A could get the frag, and it's really going to come down to these op shots.
Yeah, we're going to need to see Shazam go up big.
Oh, Vents to B, this is just the best play.
And it's Daps. They even picked the guy with the worst gun as well, the FAMAS. I mean,
exactly. It's just the best
VexX
play.
is like, they're employing some Jedi mind tricks. Did you see his body go flying? That was incredible. I don't know if that was a GoTV bug or what, but they will get entry in the site. Daps is able to get one. That's about what you could expect, given he just had a FAMAS. But the bomb is planted. It's now a 2-on-2, and you don't see a 2-op retake that often, particularly on this map.
But they're going to go in for it. Oh.
Oh, no. And Janor, who has stepped up big for his team. I assume he's a fill-in. I hope I'm correct on that. But he got a 3K on that round. Yeah. And looking pretty solid for his team.
I wonder if Lunatik are just trying to get over that previous loss. Maybe they took it a little bit harder than they might have appeared to, I guess, considering like they came in with not as much preparation as you might think a team would need to pull out a victory against another good team on any map. But
right.
VexX just pulling out every rifle round, every anti-eco. Again, only losing the pistol and the anti-ecos after the pistol. Yeah, or the ecos after the pistol.
They are looking like some serious muscle, at least against Lunatik on this map. And shout out to Dat Split, who subbed at the end of that round. Welcome. Love to have you here. And I don't know, Lunatik, you got to be a little disheartened. I mean, you would feel like at 7-2, even if you haven't prepared on this map, and we've talked ad nauseum about how important preparation is at this level. You got to think that they had a little bit of confidence or swagger coming into this game. Being 7-2 and going to get up against these two teams that have a lot worse records than them and have struggled a bit. Surely, if you're Lunatik, you're not expecting to come out of these two matches at 0-2.
No, of course not. I mean, the odds just don't say so.
Right. I mean, maybe you get upset in one of them, and I would have ventured to guess if I had to pick one, I would have gone with Savage. But now VexX is actually putting up an even more impressive performance than Savage did.
Yeah, and I just feel like with the way VexX are playing, they could win this 2v3. But we'll see.
Let's see what they do. Janor. Up over. Oh, he tries to go over the top. Oh, nice hold by Juvie with the FAMAS. They'll pick up the AK, and best they can do is 10-5, and they definitely want to get that 5th round.
Yeah, and again, they can buy whatever they want. Red's just going to be going right for the op, and Fox has been doing well with the rifle, you know, so he's going hard. But Red, yeah, 20 frags on the board, so going super huge, just on fire today. Yeah,
and I don't know if that was an accident. I mean, because we saw Fox with the op 2 times in a row. Mm-hmm. And then Red picking it up when Fox would die, and then I guess Red had a sort of epiphany mid-game, like, "Hey, I'm doing pretty well with this op. I'm an AWPer, guys. I didn't know it." As Fox actually connects on Shazam this time, who was playing aggressive, pushed up in mid, not at the Z connector this time. So the opening final round and a half goes to VexX. And if this turns into an 11-4 half, Lunatic is going to be in some trouble. We'll see, though. They did pretty well on T-side against Savage, at least in the opening rounds. As Red get another op shot on the Juvenile. That's one on the round for him this time, getting him up to 21 frags. And just the one-on-ones are going to Vex right here. I mean, Bad meets Evil in perfect position for that easy frag.
Just picking them apart. Fugly, a great player, great side hold. But the odds definitely stacked against them. They're playing, Vex just playing super carefully. They're not getting picks and then running into a site.
Which would play into the hands of a guy like Fugly, like you said. I mean, he'll play discipline and he'll get his spray down if you just roll right into him. But if they utilize their utility nades, it should be an easy take for them here. And there it is. They flash and he's forced to look away. And the frag goes out to Nautu. So, like you said, just disciplined play by Vex, despite the fact that they had the two-man advantage. And Nafly will be all in his lonesome trying. Ooh, nice shot on Bad Meets Evil. Just barely able to get it around the corner. It's going to come from the truck area. He sees one. That's Red on top. And another headshot on the Fox. Nafly's got two. He'll have to pull off the unthinkable to win this round. It's the final round of the half, so he will go for it. There's no saving here. And down he goes. VexX Gaming will get 11 rounds. And I want to say thanks to the sub. We'll just say thanks, Launders, for subbing. We won't read the rest of it. It was half of an obscene name. We'll just say that.
Okay.
Everyone that was watching the stream could surely read and see what it said, but you'll have to go and check the VOD on that. So, CEVO sub hype, even if it's a hater, we welcome all people.
All right.
If you want to sub and then just hate, hey man, more power to you.
That's funny. So, yeah, with 411, I don't even know what this name is. I gotta see this. With 411, they've got, with the way that Vex is playing just so carefully, it seems like they're not going to be giving up rounds on CT. It'll be hard to say because we saw, Savage come out with a relatively successful half, 7 rounds, and then end up blowing quite a few on CT side, but then ultimately bringing it back. So, I don't know. A team that plays this carefully, though, you'd think they play even better on CT.
Yeah, as polished and as coordinated as Vex looked on T-side, particularly with how they kind of, it almost seemed like they had clairvoyance as to where Lunatic was stacking, where they were rotating to, sold that fake with one guy to a T. I mean, if they can keep that kind of poise and chemistry going on CT side, it should be, I think, a quick victory for them. Obviously, the pistol round will have a lot to say about that. And Lunatic, if they want to have a shot at this, will certainly want to pick it up. But if the previous 3 rounds that we've seen on Cash so far tell us anything, it'll most likely be a plant for the Terrorists, but a ultimate round win for the CTs, so we'll see a 3rd round bye for the Terrorists. But I don't know, maybe Lunatic can break that trend and actually win off of a plant this time of the pistol round. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go, kicking off the second half between Lunatic eSports and VexX Gaming. Best of one here on Cash. This is Lunatic's 2nd time playing this map tonight. Unfortunately, lost a thriller to Savage in the first one. And now VexX Gaming fully in control here going into the second half. You're watching CEVO TV. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate all the subs. I'm Mess. Joined by Launders, the color commentary extraordinaire and best hair in the North American community, bar none.
Besides Hazed.
Okay, I'll concede that. And they're actually going to storm out middle. I like this from Lunatic. Naf is going to go through the vents and move over to the B site. As Daps is going to pick up 1 and a 2nd headshot in middle. But Janor gets 2 of his own with his USP silenced. But as we predicted, Lunatic should be able to get the plant off. It will be Juvenile getting it, but he'll lose his life to Bad Meets Evil, getting a 2K on the round. Fuse. And Daps is not in position to contest this defuse.
Oh, Fox needed
Wait a
to
minute.
hide.
Wow. So Bad actually, like you said, Launders, could have gone for the defuse. But instead, I guess, was waiting for his teammate to come contest. But Daps getting the 3K on the round. It'll be him versus Fox. Fox has a kit. But Daps with the 4th headshot of the round. 4K for him. And actually, I think this is the first time we've seen the Terrorists win the pistol round so far today on Cash.
Nuts 4K. Some really clutch play right there. Not sure why Fox was so out of position, but ended up costing him. And that's going to mean that Vex get a second pistol round. It doesn't look like they did, but even with 5 rounds, they actually got 2.
And Lunatic, breaking the trend, winning the pistol round. I mean, they needed more than a plant. They didn't want to, okay, we can buy the 3rd round. They needed that pistol round, and they'll need to win this one. And we'll see if they can sew it up as it's all even. 4-on-4. Red off the field will play, as is Daps. Bomb moving over to the B site, where a lone defender, Bad Meets Evil, is in the site, hiding behind the box. He hears the footsteps, hears them coming. His buddy Now2 is already rotated to heaven, is able to pick up one, but Shazam gets 2 of his own. The bomb is dropped in front of the B site. They'll collect it and get the plant off. So it'll be a attempted 2-man retake as Fox gets one with his Pro 90 and switches out for the Galil. So a 2-on-2 scenario here with Lunatic eSports struggling to win the second round despite winning the pistol. They definitely don't want to give up this round. They've got the bomb planted. No kits for the CTs, and it's all up to Fox with his Galil. Gets a headshot on a nap of Juvie, the trade out with the AK. It's a nice eco by Vex, but Lunatic doing what they needed to do to win the round.
Yeah, and that was, really gave them a run for their money. It's going to be forcing a whole bunch of rebuys here and then putting them 1 round away from a save. So it's really important that Vex or Lunatic win this so that they don't have to, because this round is worth 2 for them. Actually, Vex are on the double save, so that's actually a big issue. That's going to mean that last round was the important round, but Vex giving them a run for the money, dropping their guns was the goal of their round, and they completed that goal. So we're going to move into this one, and they're going to try to do the exact same thing. Keep that money even.
Yeah, let's see what kind of strategy Vex employs. They're going with the stack over at A. Shazam is able to get 1. That's now 2. And the CT is actually off the back of mid control. Wow, that's just a massacre on the A site. Very nicely done. A lot of times you see the Terrorists play patiently against the Pistols. They don't want to kind of rush into a stack and allow themselves to get headshot from close distance. But they did a nice job of taking quick mid control and coming up through the alt mid to Toxic to basically wipe the site and get an easy plant. They didn't lose 1 in the process.
Mm-hmm. So the score looking a lot better for Lunatic, even though they're stacking ecos. It's going to be a buy round out for Vex. They're not going to have the ops because of their money situation, and we'll see if that matters. Obviously Red was doing such a great job with it, but also their rifles are strong. Just their general awareness and play overall seemed really good. We'll see if that T side prowess carries over into CT.
Yeah, they are on the gun round now, but Lunatic eSports got a pretty decent bank built up, and I would think that even if they lose this, they'll likely be able to buy on the next round. So Vex certainly wants to win this, start chipping away at the money they have been able to build up with their pretty successful first 3 rounds here in the second half. This time we see Vex heavily contesting middle, but it's a huge stack and rush onto the A-bomb site as Red is able to get 1 from the forklift position, but the CTs are smoked off.
We got 3 at the back.
They're all at quad. What are they? They all moved into quad as they realize, hey, one of you guys needs to plant the bomb, but they whittle it down to a 3-on-3, and they do get the bomb planted. The CT's Vex being patient here as they are eating all of these nades that are being thrown out. Everybody's flashed. Now 2 going to move up to the catwalk position. They'll try to split the site and draw the fire so they can get an easy retake as they force 1 into the A main. Nafly, he takes off Jnor's head, who didn't even see it coming. And a nice hold after the plant by Lunatic eSports.
Yeah, so a good call there. The way they smoked out the site seemed to work well for them. It got them into the site safely, and then Daps got a spray down through the smoke to kill one of the players defending, so ended up not trading out at all. And so Vex looking a little bit more shaky now. Another eco for them. Lunatic bringing this back a little bit, and maybe Vex a little bit better on T-side. Who knows?
Cash T-sided BAP? Question mark?
T-sided.
From what we've seen so far tonight, at least with the teams we've seen play, I mean, Lunatic, both Maps and Savage, they seemed at least more confident, more comfortable on the T side. That might just be because they haven't prepared so much, and
it's just harder because you get less chances on CT side, right?
Right,
So
you need more coordination.
you have better equipment value, but it costs more for you to be able to buy. So you end up, if you're losing, giving away extra rounds on top of that.
Yeah, a lot less forgiving. I mean, on the T side, even if you lose a round, if you can get the plants, kind of like Savage was doing the previous map, you can still keep your economy built. As Lunatik eSports is looking to add a 9th round. But Bad Meets Evil wants to prevent that. He takes out Shazam as Fugly gets 2 to close the round, and Lunatik eSports slowly closing the gap.
Yeah, maybe we'll see a double op auto sniper setup. Nope, just an op, and Bad Meets Evil going to be rifling. So 1 op is all they think they need. Fox might be more comfortable opping in this half. Did some good work at the end of last half with it, and is probably just more accustomed, I guess, playing mid. We'll see.
Yeah, that's
he's going to be
up
in A.
A little different than being on the CT side, where you kind of can be flexible with where you want to go with that op. The boost over the top, which Lunatik loves, we saw a lot of that against Savage, that connects for Nafly. He loses half of his health, but gets the opening frag on a now 2, and they get mid control on the back of it. See what the number 1 man decides to do. That's Nafly. And he's actually going to move up to Toxic as they've got a decoy op up there for the CTs. The bomb is right below Vince, as it kind of looks like they're trying to stage themselves up for a push on the B, and Naf is just going to keep them honest and try to draw the rotate onto A. There's only one defender on the B side. It's Janor. He's behind the box. Sees him coming at him. He'll call for the rotates for his team as he picks up 1, but Juvie trades him out with a piercing shot and a second. What a nice 90-degree turning headshot onto Bad Meets Evil. He'll get the plant, and Nafly on the lurk picks up 1, so that brings it down to 1 CT. It's Fox. He's got the op, and he's actually able to get Nafly on the lurk. That's probably really good communication by Vex. And it looks like, given their economic situation, he should probably save, but I think he's going to go for it.
Well, me too. He's close by, but if they don't give him an extra frag, then it won't make sense.
Yeah, it looks like he's just trying to get himself an exit. Oh, nice shot onto Daps. Very nice twitch shot, and he will save his gun. Gets a 2K, dropping a gun at the end of the round, but Lunatik eSports continuing to bring it close. They're within 1.
Yeah, they are with 1, and Vex not able to win a single round on CT side, so it's just surprising to me that that's happening. But the entry frags are really strong for Lunatik right now. That was kind of Savage's ticket to success on their T side, and it's working for them. So one thing that we saw that Savage did to adapt to Lunatik is they gave up mid control pretty much right at the beginning of the round, and because Lunatik weren't able to do anything with it, it was kind of like we had 5 players left alive, and you have mid. What are you going to do with it?
Right.
So
yeah, that's a great point. As we see here in the 22nd round, another gun round, 1 op on each side. The economic favor is thoroughly in the hands of Lunatik right now. So even if they do lose this round, they'll be able to rebuy after this. But Daps getting the opening headshot on now 2 as Red evens it up with that frag. And from the boost spot, Fugly picks up 1. So it's a 4-on-3 advantage for the Terrace, and it looks like they have already made it into the A site and have got the bomb planted. So here comes the rotate from Lunatik. Red already in the site. He's at the forklift. He knows 1 is in the garage. It's Shazam who picks up Janor trying to rotate. And Juvie drops the other, so it's all up to Red. He's able to get Fugly, trying to thread the needle through the forklift bars. Cannot connect. So he's shot in the back by Daps, and Lunatik eSports ties it up with that one.
Yeah, so I think we have more kills across the board for Vex. It seems like with 20, 27. It's probably pretty similar, but ultimately we've got a new carry out for Lunatik, and that's Juvie. Doing a hell of a job, and Daps, I think, is getting all of the entries. Every time he goes somewhere, he's getting a kill, and that's making all the difference right now. Vex on another save, not able to win a single round on CT. Pretty surprised.
Yeah, I really, given the half that Vex had before this, I never would have expected Lunatik to be 7-0 to start the second half. Looking to make it 8-0, here's Juvie and Daps. You mentioned earlier Daps getting those entries, and Fugly on the lurk. Gets the rotator in mid trying to come through the vents. So they'll get the bomb planted without losing any players, and Daps, the only person who's lost health, is just as I say that, the 1D. Ooh, so nasty from Fox. But Shazam will get the trade out with his CZ. Red, the LMS, he's got a deagle in his hand, looking for an exit kill. The Lunatik eSports going to take the lead here. I can't believe it. This will be 8-0. to start the T-side half. This is, I mean, seriously, this is like new cash meta. It's ridiculous.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
You put two teams that aren't practiced on it, it's going to be T-sided.
Yeah, I suppose that's the difference. Although it's not very CT-sided, but the fact that you can win 8 in a row is kind of crazy. Now, another full buyout, and because Vex won so many rounds on T, they gave themselves the ability to give up that many rounds and still be in maybe in a kind of okay spot. The issue really that's been building up for them is that Lunatik have gotten so much money that they're getting closer and closer to me being able to buy for the rest of the half. That's the biggest problem. Whoa, okay, that's a good start.
Yeah, that's a great start for Vex. That's 2 frags pretty much simultaneously. Red getting back on the board with his op, and then a push. Kind of a calculated push through Squeaky. Picks up one of the T's coming through there. Probably trying to grab some intel as the remaining 3 are isolated over behind A garage. And they're actually going to go for the boost. Fugly going to go across the top of mid and try to grab himself some intel and going to drop on his own into mid. He's a man on a mission. He is the recon man. Grab some intel. And he's just going to lose his life as Now2 is there with his teammate Red. So Shazam and Juvie still alive. They have the bomb. They could try to get into the A site and maybe get a plant off to get themselves some money. But it's not like they're hurting for cash right now. As Red connects with the op again, and Juvie gets one on Fox. He's going to go for the boost. Try to get that up. Oh, but Red just too quick on the draw. That's 3 for him on the round.
Yeah, already up to 30. And we had Fox opping at the beginning of the CT half. And now Red's opping, and they're winning again. So Red just on fire right now, hitting all the shots, and will probably be what they need to hold down mid. I don't know about the future of these rounds, but if he keeps it up, I mean, they're looking pretty good.
So they're starting to chip away at the T's banks just a little bit, save for Juvie, who is at 11-3. Dap's got 6-4, but you figure a couple round wins, and they might actually get Lunatik on the save, which would be great. Because that would mean be a save round for them to get that tie. The all-important 15th round. It's 12-12 here in round 25, and it's another barn burner on cash with Lunatik eSports. Although I gotta say, kudos to them to get it back to this close after the less than impressive half they had to start this one. As Red gets another opening frag on the Shazam. Quietly patient with his op, just crouching behind quad. Daps an entry kill on the Fox at the catwalk. Nice smokes out onto the A site. Red is going to have to rotate to try to get himself an angle, but he's not going to be able to find one. He's smoked off from both positions. As Nafly gets an op kill, you don't see Naf using the op too often.
Damn.
So now brought it down to Janor, and just like that, this back and forth, this title fight, it's looking like Lunatik eSports is going to take the lead once again.
Yeah, but if Vex even won that round, they'd still be in a shaky spot because of how much money Lunatik have. And for Lunatik to bring it back is really important for them because they're breaking the bank of Vex so hard right now. They won 1 round after losing 8 in a row. Now they're back to a $1,400 win bonus. So they did not win enough rounds in a row for that to be a worthwhile win. You need to be setting up for 2 or 3 before you can talk about losing another round because the game is so close right now and it's nearing the end that doing that much damage to someone's economy is actually worse. I mean, what I'm trying to say is Vex winning that round might have hurt them, but they're going to be buying right now, so this is going to be a round they absolutely must win.
Yeah, as must win as they come, and perhaps Vex having flashbacks of last night, although it was on a different side. They had to win 3 rounds on T side to sew it up. This time they needed 5 on CT, and they've only gotten 1 so far in this half. You certainly don't want to get inside your own head after having kind of a bit of a choke last night. As Red gets the opening frag, that's a great start for them. As the rush is on at B. There's one lone defender in the site. He gets decapitated by Nafly. Shazam also gets one with his op. And they'll get control of the B site, and they'll get the bomb planted. Fox is in good position to get a kill on to Shazam to even things up, but this will be a tough retake for the CTs, and they absolutely need this round because otherwise it will be backbreaking for their economy and likely turn into a Lunatik win as Fugly stops Fox from getting into the site. Red peeks from heaven, gets 1 and a second, but Fugly going huge for his team, gets the 3K at the end of the round to prevent the retake, and that might be it, folks. I don't know.
Yeah, this is I mean, that's going to be at least a tie, right? But I think that if they decide to save to play for it, then yeah, then we might be looking at an OT game, best case scenario.
Yeah, best case, I think that's right. Launders they wisely do save here. You just buy a few luxury pistols and a smoke and a kit for Janor. You never know. Always good to invest a little bit of money on a kit and a smoke for that YOLO defuse. As Lunatik eSports, wow, if they went to A right now, it'd be easy pickings for them. But they're actually boosting the bomb over? Is that what they're doing? No. He's coming through the garage. The boost man is Fugly, who's going to go into mid. And they're going to play it smart. They're going to use their utility nades to their advantage despite the fact that Vex is on the save. They've smoked off the forklift. They're going to check the quad areas. There's one in the center of the site as Janor connects with a headshot. And another one from Red. So already a pretty decent save for Vex as Fox connects with 1-2. So it's a 2-on-2. The bomb is planted. Two-man retake. Fox and now two. No armor. No good guns as the nade from Nafly followed with a piercing AK shot. Cleans it up, so they will get the 15th round. Nice attempt by Vex, but they didn't need to drop guns. They needed to win that round.
Yeah, for sure. Might have think that they could have thought about buying that round, but it would have only been armor. So Lunatic tying it, I mean, getting the tie round, and they're up to 15. So Vex are on the back foot, and they're on a bye. They're playing a tie, so they were ready for this round, but they've only pulled out one round on CT.
Yeah, and that certainly hasn't boded well for their confidence, especially given their inability to close out last night.
Whoa.
But now two going huge, pushing up below the boost. I guess he saw the previous match. He knows Lunatic likes that boost. He's able to pick up 3. That's 2 with his M4. Gets the third one with his USP. That's a big-time play for Vex, and one that they desperately needed. Juvie gets a headshot. Brought down to 49 HP, and surely Vex knows where he's at now. It's just a question of how do you set up. He's got 49 HP in the bomb, so he can make a play. This is a winnable scenario for him as he's got a lot of time on the clock, 55 seconds. And Janor and Bad Meets Evil may actually need to split up, as you see already. Looks like Bad's favoring the A site as Janor is set up to watch the entry into B, which it looks like that's where Juvie's headed.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Juvie checked this, but oh wow, he's giving up that spot.
Oh, he moved. That was such a great position for him to be in.
He got a little anxious.
Yeah, I guess so. I can sympathize. It's hard for me to stand in one spot. Patience is not one of my virtues as, oh man. Oh, Juvie sneaks up into the site, brings Janor down to 18 damage, but cannot close the deal. Janor weathered the storm there, but he got snuck up on.
Yeah, that got sketchy.
It looks like a little bit of GoTV lag. Hopefully we'll not see a repeat of what we saw in the previous map. I think this will go away after a few seconds. So it'll be 15-13 in favor of Lunatic eSports. They're knocking on the door of the win, but VexX Gaming's not going to go down without a fight. And on the back of that win, they should be able to rebuy for their 3 comrades that fell. And I don't know, it hasn't come back yet. Normally it's a little quicker to snap back to it. I hope we're not lagging out here.
Mm-hmm. So Natu going to bat for his team right there, getting that 3K at mid. You know, you can't count on that kind of luck going into future rounds, right? Everybody has to kind of step up to the plate. So it's not that I don't think this means that Vex are about to tie this up. I think that Vex still have a ton of work to do, and it's not likely that they're going to be able to tie it up. I think just based on the amount of rounds that they've won on CT, but. I mean, that might have given them the confidence to step up, you know, seeing their teammates do such a good job.
Yeah, I mean, that'll light a fire under your team for sure. And, you know, who knows, maybe we'll see one of the other guys step up and perform well in an individual performance on a round. You made the great point before we even started any of these games tonight that likely we would see on Cash great individual performances, particularly because none of these teams are admittedly that polished on this map. So it really has come down to a lot of great individual play, but I will say Vex on T side really impressed me with some of their strats and some of their reads. So it will be the 29th round. Vex trying to keep themselves alive here, trying to force overtime. Lunatik eSports looking for that win here. They want to split here tonight after that disappointing loss to Savage in their first map on Cash. And I think we're seeing some lag again. God, please don't tell me it's going to end like this once again. That would be thoroughly disappointing.
Mm-hmm. That would be.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's what we saw in the Savage versus Lunatic game before this. I think it was the last round, though, where it really just kind of got chuggy and really was couldn't watch. But we'll see if this is temporary. And there we go. Kicking back in as Nafly is able to pick one on to now two with a headshot, but takes a significant amount of damage in the process, brought down to 24. It's a 2-2 split for the CTs. Obviously, 2 at B, 2 at A, and Lunatic eSports is going to make a play onto the B side, it looks like, as they've got the bomb staged with it, 2 of them outside of the B bomb site.
Yeah, so we know who won this game.
So it looks like it's going to be laggy for the rest of the game, folks. I'm not sure if there's anything we can do about that. I will try to bring up the stat pages. I think that's live. Let me see.
Yeah, so Lunatic able to win that this last round right here. It seems like the lag has something to do with it being the last round, and this happened to us when we were at LAN. But basically, yeah,
there it is.
Lunatic won this 16-13. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see how, but we did.
Well, you know.